This is part 2 of my topic. In part, I've already covered in part 1 how to make this sound, which letters make the sound, some special notes, and some practice words. Now in this video, I will compare similar words, words without and with words with and words with and I will also give you some quizzes, and I will give you some sentences to practice with me. So let me start with comparing similar words. Some people have trouble pronouncing the sound at the end of a word. Often they do not complete that sound. So in this exercise, I'd like to practice that, okay? I have 2 columns of words here that sound almost alike. The words in this column and in a vowel sound, they do not have the sound. So I put the null symbol here. There's a consonant and a vowel sound. The words in this column have the exact same consonant and vowel sound as the words in the other column, but in addition, they end in okay? So these words do not end in these words do end in okay? Other than that, the words are the same. So I'm going to practice them. When we practice, you can go ahead and exaggerate the sound if you need to at the end of the word. Just be sure that you do complete that sound, okay? Otherwise, it may sound like this word or even another word. When I have 2 words together like this, it just means that these words have the same pronunciation, okay? So these 2 are the same, these 2 sound the same, and these 2 sound the same. And this word, actually, there are several words that are spelled like this, okay? So I've just put a couple of notes here to tell you that the word that I am pronouncing is a noun, and it's the word that means something similar to a knot, okay? So there are other words that look the same, but they're pronounced differently. So please practice saying these words with me. Please repeat them after me, and be sure to complete the sound in each of these words. This word and this word end in the letter E. However, the letter E is not pronounced, okay? So all of these do end in Let's go. Be, bean, pay, pain, ray, rain, bow, bone, moo, moon, sigh, sign. Okay, how's that? Let's do it one more time. Just be sure to get the in there, please. Okay? Be, bean, pay, pain, ray, rain, bow, bone, moo, moon, sigh, sign. Okay? Some people have trouble distinguishing between the sounds and o. So in this exercise, I'd like to practice words containing those sounds, okay? And it's very reasonable that people would have trouble with these sounds because the tongue and mouth position are the same for both of these sounds. Okay, so if you remember, I said for we put the tip and a little bit of the front of our tongue pressed lightly but firmly on the ridge behind our upper teeth. We do the same thing for O. We just really touch lightly on that ridge. But the big difference between these 2 sounds is that is a nasal sound. So we are pushing the air through our nose. No air comes out of the mouth with this sound. This sound, though, is not nasal. We do not push air out of our nose but we do allow the air to come out of our mouth. So that's the big difference between the sounds, okay? This one is nasal, this one is not, okay? This is oh, oh. Some people might round their tongue just a little bit for the O sound. If that helps you, you can do that, but you don't have to, okay? The words in these two columns have either or O at the beginning of the word. The words in these two columns have or O in the middle of the word. And the words in these two columns have or O at the end of the word. Please practice saying these words with me. And as in the last section, when I have two words together, that means that the two words are pronounced in the same way, okay? Please repeat these words after me. Need, lead, need, lead. Knife, life, knife, life. Nine, line, nine, line. Night, light, night, light. News, lose, news, lose. Number, lumber, number, lumber. Okay, let's go to the middle two columns. And in these two columns, or oo occur in the middle of the word. And I'd just like to remind you of something that I said previously. When we have two consonants together like this, I pointed these two out earlier, the letter S and the letter N. This is the sound S and the sound N. They are said close together. We do not put a vowel sound, or we don't put any kind of a pause or break in between those, okay? And it's the same for other consonants that are together here, such as the TR, that would be tr, NT, nt, ult, ult, and others, and a d sound. These may be a little bit difficult because these sounds, t, o, t, and d, o, d. Those consonant sounds were all made with the tongue in the same position. So it could be a little bit difficult, but I don't think so, not for you, right? Okay, let's practice. Please repeat after me. Bent, belt, bent, belt. Waned, wailed, waned, wailed. Snap, slap, snap, slap. Snow, slow, snow, slow. Trainer, trailer, trainer, trailer. Connect, collect, connect, collect. Okay, let's do the last two columns. So these words end, the ones in this column end with n. These words end with o. Okay, please repeat. Pin, pill, pin, pill. Dean, deal, dean, deal. Pain, pale, pain, pale. Done, dull, done, dull. Bone, bowl, bone, bowl. pine, pile, pine, pile. How did you do? That was easy, right? Okay, let's go on. Because some people have trouble distinguishing between the sounds and I'd like to practice words containing those sounds in this exercise, okay? As with the last exercise, I have 2 columns of words that begin with either one of those sounds. Then I have 2 columns of words with either of those 2 sounds in the middle of the word. And then I have 2 columns of words that end in those sounds, okay? And as a reminder, both of these sounds are nasal sounds. It means that they both push air out through the nose. But the difference is in the mouth position. As we know, the sound has the mouth open and the tongue pushed up on the ridge behind our teeth. And then we push the air out through our nose. The sound has the mouth closed. The 2 lips are pressed against each other. And so no air can come out of our mouth. We push the air out through the nose. So these are both nasal sounds. We both push the air out of the nose, but the mouth is different. Okay? So let's practice words containing these sounds. And of course, the words in each pair differ only in the sound or okay? And words that are like this together have the same pronunciation, okay? Please repeat these words after me. Nail, male, nail, male. Neat, meat, neat, meat. Net, met, net, met. Nat, mat, nat, mat. 9, mine, 9, mine. Melt, 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 melt. Okay? I'm sure I don't need to remind you that we don't pronounce the letter G or the letter K. Okay? Let's go to the second 2 columns where or are in the middle of the word. Okay? Please repeat. Acne, acme, acne, acme. Sinner, simmer, sinner, simmer. Shinny, shimmy, shinny, shimmy. Dinner, dimmer, dinner, dimmer. Sunday, someday, Sunday, someday. Rind, 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 rind. Okay, now let's do the last 2 columns. Sun, some, sun, some. Worn, warm, worn, warm. Turn, term, turn, term. Cone, comb, cone, comb. Hen, hem, hen, hem. Line, lime, line, lime. Okay? And I hope that you noticed that I did not pronounce this letter B. Okay? It's silent in this word. So this is comb. It of course ends in the sound. Okay? Let's move on. Are you ready for a quiz? Or several quizzes? Now it's time for some quizzes. It's quiz time. This is your first quiz, okay? It's short, contains 6 sentences, and in each sentence I have a pair of words. The first word in the pair does not contain the sound, so I've represented it with the null symbol. The second word in the pair does contain the sound at the end of the word. So, and I'm going to read each sentence to you. When I say it, I would like you to please decide which of the 2 words in the pair I say, okay? I'm only going to say one of them. So just decide which one I say. All right, that's the quiz. Here we go. The bee is stuck in the bottle. The bee is stuck in the bottle. Which one? B, okay. And I think I'll only read the sentence once, okay? I don't want to make it too easy for you. Does it pain her to continue? Right. Which one did I say? It was pain. The rain broke through the clouds. Okay. Which one? Rain. We put a bow on the package. Okay, which one? Bow. There's a low moon in the meadow. Meadow. Which one? Moon. She gave a big sigh of relief. Okay, which one? Sigh. All right, let me read them all again, now with the answers, okay? So these are the ones I said. The bee is stuck in the bottle. Does it pain her to continue? The rain broke through the clouds. We put a bow on the package. There's a low moon in the meadow. She gave a big sigh of relief. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here's the first part of the second quiz. In this quiz, I have words with either or ul, okay? And in this first part, each of the words starts with one of those sounds, okay? I will read the pairs of words to you before we start the quiz, okay? Needs, leads. Knife, life. Night, light. Number, lumber. 9, line. Lose, news. Okay? Please listen and decide which of these words I say. Okay? Here we go. He leads a lot of people. Which one? Leads. Okay? I have a really dull life. Which one? Life. Okay? The night has fallen. Which one? Night. She bought the lumber you wanted. Okay? Which one? Lumber. He cleaned at the 9 for you. Okay? Which one? 9. And You lose. Please come here. Which one? Lose. Okay? All right, now I will read each sentence again with the answers. Okay? He leads a lot of people. I have a really dull life. The night has fallen. She bought the lumber you wanted. He cleaned the 9 for you. You lose. Please come here. Okay, let's go on to part 2. Here's part 2 of the quiz. Okay? In this part, each of the words has either or o in the middle of the word. Okay? And let me read these pairs of words to you. Snapped, slapped. Snow, slow. Bent, belt. Waned, wailed. Trainer, trailer. Connect, collect. All right, ready? Okay, I will read the sentences. Please decide which word I say, okay? He slapped his knee. Which one? Slapped. Did it snow today? Which one? Snow, okay? He has a new bent these days. Which one? Bent. The wind wailed last night. Which one? Okay, wailed. That's my trailer over there. Okay, which one? Trailer. And I have to connect the wires now. Which one? Connect. All right, now I'll read the sentences with the answers. He slapped his knee. Did it snow today? He has a new bent these days. The wind wailed last night. That's my trailer over there. I have to connect the wires now. Okay, let's go on to part 3. This is part 3 of the quiz. This time, the words end in one of these sounds. Okay? So let me read the pairs of words to you. Pin, pill. Pain, pale. Done, dull. Bone, bowl. Pine, pile. Dean, deal. Okay? So let's start the quiz. I will read the sentences. You please decide which word I say. Okay? I found a small pin on the floor. All right, which one? Pin. The new pane is broken. Okay, which one? Pane. The dishes are dull. Which one? Dull. We gave the dog a bowl. Okay, which one? Bowl. He knocked down the pine in back of the house. Which one? Pine. The dean is very important to the university. Which one? Dean. Okay, now let me read the sentences with the answers. I found a small pin on the floor. The new pane is broken. The dishes are dull. We gave the dog a bowl. He knocked down the pine in back of the house. And the dean is very important to the university. Okay, so that is the end of the quiz. But I also have a quiz for Please stick around and take this next quiz with me, okay? Here's the first part of the third and last quiz, okay? This time the words have either the or sound, okay? And in this first part of the quiz, the words begin with one of these sounds, okay? Here are the pairs of words. Nail, mail. 9, mine. Gnat, mat. Knelt, melt. Neat, meat. Net, met. Okay? So let me read these sentences. Please decide which word of the pair I say. Okay? Put the mail on the table. All right, which one? Mail. Did you see my lips close? Okay. I want 9 now. Which one? 9. Okay. He stepped on the gnat. Which one? Gnat. Okay. The rest of it says under the hot sun. I melt in the sand under the hot sun. Which one? Melt. Okay? This part says at his restaurant. Okay? He wants a meat menu at his restaurant. Which one? Meat. And he net 90 last month. Which one? Net. Okay. Okay, now I will read the sentences with the answers. Okay? Put the mail on the table. I want 9 now. He stepped on the gnat. I melt in the sand under the hot sun. He wants a meat menu at his restaurant. He net 90 last month. Here's part 2 of the quiz. Let me first read the pairs of words to you. Dinner, dimmer. Sunday, someday. Acne, acme. Sinner, simmer. Shinnied, shimmied. Okay, now for the quiz. Please decide which word I say. The dimmer switch is broken. Which one? Dimmer. Okay. I'll go there with you Sunday. Which one? Sunday. Okay. The acne is not very pronounced. Which one? acne. Bring the water to a simmer. Which one? Okay, simmer. And he shinnied up the tree. Which one? Shinnied. Okay, now I'll read the sentences with the answers. The dimmer switch is broken. I'll go there with you Sunday. The acne is not very pronounced. Bring the water to a simmer. He shinnied up the tree. Okay, let's go on to part 3. Here's the third and last part of the quiz. This time, the words end in one of the sounds, either or Okay? Here are the pairs of words for you. Line, lime. Hen, hem. Sun, some. Worn, warm. Turn, term. Comb, comb. Okay? Please decide which word I say. That is a bright green line. Which one? Okay. Line. The hem is too short. Which one? Hem. The sum is very high. Which one? Some. Okay. They didn't warn us enough. Which one? Warn. Okay, it says ahead of us. Okay. There's a difficult term ahead of us. Which one? Term. That comb is made of bone. Which one? Okay, it was comb. All right, now let me read the sentences with the answers to you, okay? That is a bright green line. The hem is too short. The sum is very high. They didn't warn us enough. There's a difficult term ahead of us. That comb is made of bone. Okay, that's the end of the quizzes. We have one final thing to do, and that would be sentences. Finally, I have some sentences to give you to practice with me. There are 3 sentences containing words with the n sound. I will read these words, first very slowly, and then at a more natural speed. Please repeat these sentences after me, okay? All right, let's go. Ned nicked his knee with his new knife. Ned nicked his knee with his new knife. My neighbor never notices the noise at night. My neighbor never notices the noise at night. The nominee announced 9 new notices on the nightly news. The nominee announced 9 new notices on the nightly news. Okay, that is it. We're finished with the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you will watch my other videos as well. Okay, there's lots of great information in those videos, and I'd really love it if you watch them. Please do. Also, if you want to find out when I make new videos, please subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you next time. Bye.